Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, and there was a lot today. But the top three ones we got to talk about is Roku announces some big changes coming to its apps and developer kits. We'll tell you how that impacts you and what you should expect coming up here soon. Pluto TV is putting more of its content behind a wall, not a paywall, a login wall. We'll explain and let you know what you're going to find. And Tubi wants to help you stream your shows at work and not get caught. As a boss, I have mixed feelings on this one, won't lie, but it's a pretty cool little feature they're launching. These stories and a lot more. It was a busy day, a lot to talk about. I'll try to go quick. You can find a link to every story we talk about, though, in the show notes and in the first pinned comments. You can read them for yourself. And if you want, you can even get them sent to your email every morning so you can go back and look at them. Maybe if you want to learn more about a story I talk about, check out the show notes and the first pinned comment for information on that. Also, if you like what we do, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. All right, let's dive in. Roku this week had its developer conference for 2025 with some cool things announced. Some of the biggest changes here comes with some few things for developers. And one is the ability to slowly phase in and roll out new apps. One of the things we've seen over the years, probably seen coverage, a major streaming player will roll out a new app, a bug will be developed, and they'll roll it back and undo it. While Roku has done this for its OS for a while, it slowly rolls out new updates to select users to see how it works, find any bugs, and to help make sure there's not a mass issue if it rolls out to everybody. Roku's going to bring that to apps now. You may notice in the future, if you go to one Roku device or a different house with a different Roku account, that maybe Pluto TV's app looks a little different, or Disney Plus or YouTube and the like. Roku will allow developers to slowly phase in apps and see how they work with improved reporting tools to identify potential issues before the app is rolled out to the full market over there. That's a really nice one. Change. Roku also says they're going to be working on two key things over the next year. Number one, they want apps to load faster. And I will say Roku has made a noticeable improvement in recent years on that. But they want developers and them to find ways to launch their apps quicker and load them quicker is a big focus of them. Roku's hardware power often is untouched. Many of these apps don't take full advantage of Roku's hardware, and it seems to be a big focus. And then the last change they announced that they want to focus on is improved app navigation and Roku app navigation. They hope to make the navigations within Roku even better. Long seen as one of their biggest selling points, Roku wants to improve it. We'll keep a close eye on this. And again, when they announce this stuff to developers, it takes a while for it to get to the end user, because now developers are getting improved tools. Doesn't mean you're not necessarily going to see those apps improve tomorrow. One thing Roku did announce is they're launching next year a virtual Roku online. What does that mean for you? Nothing. But for developers, it will allow developers to better test their apps in a virtual environment online and quickly from a laptop or anything, make a change to an app and see how it directly affects the app. Instead of having to make a change to the app, load it to the Roku, and then test it, they'll be virtually able to test them to speed up app development and speed up bug fixes through Roku. It'll be interesting to see how this happens. We'll be watching it closely. All right, next up, Pluto TVs changed some of their messages. Now, if you launch it, you may notice two new messages if you don't have an account logged in. Number one says unlock free TV as an option, and the other one is, quote, use partial access. Now, this comes as over the summer, Roku locked some of its content, its live channels, behind a requirement to make an account to access them, and that seems to be expanding. And Pluto TV is getting more aggressive in trying to get users to create accounts. Now, for you get the ability to save shows, pick up where you left off across multiple devices, watch a movie on your phone, and finish it on your TV, for example. For Pluto TV and Paramount, they get the ability to better track you, deliver more targeted ads, and generate more revenue that way. Seems that Pluto TV really wants you to make an account for their ad streaming service. Still, they're very clear. No paywall here. You're not being asked to pay anything. You won't be asked for a credit card. They're just trying to get more people to sign in and create a free account so they can better track you. And there's also, they believe, gets people to use the app more often. Speaking of free services, Tubi's launching a product Tubi TV. Now with this, it's kind of a funny thing. They're now having the ability for you to be streaming Tubi in a browser, and if somebody's coming with a click of a button, an article will pop up and the movie will mute or TV show will mute. And it's actually, funnily enough, an article about productivity with it. Now, as a boss with employees, I actually don't care if they're watching something. If they get their work done, I don't care. I do find this a little hilarious, though. But it's a fun thing. I know many of my employees listen to music, have things on second monitors, but if all you're doing is watching a movie on hours and you're not actually working, maybe I have a problem there. But Tubi leaning into trying to get people to use their service more often by watching movies at work with this new little emergency button to jump over there. I kind of feel like there used to be a Chrome plugin that somebody made that did that. They could be doing something with the click of a button quickly. It would bring up what looked like a spreadsheet. I don't know. I kind of remember that a while back. All right, today in TV history, got a few big ones. 34 years ago this week, Home Improvement first premiered on ABC. Hard to believe it's been 34 years on that. Home Improvement, one of my favorite shows of the 90s. Major milestone there. And 61 years ago this week, Bewitched premiered on ABC, casting a spell. And also, it's the anniversary of MASH. Hard to believe it's been that long. Since '79 it came out with that. Those are just a few of those. You can find a whole tab on our website with all the Today in TV histories if you want to check them out. I know a lot of people love them. Well, I'm glad you hear that. All right, some Amazon news. Amazon is trying to get rights to stream the Super Bowl. They want to become a player as the NFL rights are coming up here in a few years. They're hoping to get rights to stream a Super Bowl. It'll be interesting. Amazon has leaned heavily into the NFL to help grow its Prime Video service and to drive Prime memberships so people buy more stuff on Amazon Prime with that in the stores. And now they are interested in becoming the new home for a Super Bowl, at least a streaming one. We'll see how this all plays out, but this comes as the NFL streamed a game exclusively on YouTube this year. Will it turn into a big deal or not? Will they be outbid by YouTube and other places to get that Super Bowl rights? We'll see. I don't think we're going to see the Super Bowl fully leave ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC, but maybe we'll see a rotation of them getting in there. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, next gen ATSC 3.0 over-the-air TVs, very controversial. A lot of people don't like the DRM. I thought they could have done a better job in how they rolled everything out. But they're really touting a few big changes that they got. They say now over 250 channels across the country now offer HDR content free with an antenna on ATSC 3.0. And new interactive online features. We can interact with what you see on the screen through an internet-connected device. Over-the-air TV is one of the best tools cord cutting ever had. If you're not using it, highly recommend you take advantage of it. I hope that they get a little bit smarter with how they're handling ATSC 3.0. I think they've made some massive mistakes in it. They could do better. It shows promise, but they need to do better. Personal opinion always with these videos. All right, FTC is launching an inquiry to AI chatbot safety for children and teens. Now, the FTC is growing increasingly concerned that AIs giving bad advice and maybe even dangerous advice to youth and teens with this. This will be interesting because I think it ultimately could impact even streaming players because we're seeing a growing trend of Gemini on Google, Alexa on Fire TVs and more. And I think we could see questions raised about AI overall with children. And that's definitely going to directly link to television because it's been moving that direction. Keep a close eye on this, we will. For now, though, it's just a preliminary investigation by the FTC into AI chatbots and how they interact with youth and teens. Look for that to snowball onto Fire TVs, Google TVs, and more. Apple TVs, all of them out there. Scholastic, however you say it. Remember the old book companies that, Clifford the Red, Big Red Dog and more? While they're launching a new free streaming service targeting kids 2 to 12 with over 400 hours of content, including Goosebump, The Magic School Bus, Clifford the Big Red Dog, Garfield, The Babysitters Club, and more with this. This will be a great free service for children It's now live on Roku and Fire TVs. No word on it coming to other platforms like Apple TV, but it's a pretty cool feature. All right, Amazon in our next story is dominating streaming. A new study has come out there that's reported that the majority of signups to smaller niche streaming services are coming through Amazon Prime Video. This comes as it's been announced that 60% of Fox One, the new Fox streaming service that gives you access to FS1, FS2, your local Fox, Fox News, Fox Business, Fox Weather, and other Fox channels for $20 a month. Well, you can subscribe through the app or through their website, but 60% of their signups came through Amazon Prime Video. This comes as increasingly cord cutters are trying to manage their subscriptions through single services, like in this case, Amazon Prime Video. I find I actually do that also because especially when I rotate, it's just so easy to subscribe and unsubscribe real quick. I don't have to download other apps, create new accounts, all that stuff, enter my credit card. Just so easy. Do you do that? Let me know. This comes though as it's been announced that ESPN's new ESPN Unlimited streaming service on Fox One got a combined over 1 million subscribers in the first few weeks with this, giving you access to ESPN and Fox content. Remember, we're just a few weeks away from them launching the discounted joint bundle where you could get both together. 1 million's a good start. It's still a fraction of the people paying other ways to watch ESPN. We'll watch it closely. A few other stories here. YouTube says it has paid creators more than $100 billion over the last 4 years. Hey, YouTube, can I get just a little bit more? Just a little bit more? No, I kid. I'm very grateful for this opportunity here. But YouTube really touting their ways to support creators. This comes as YouTube's been facing growing competition from Twitch, Rumble, and other places trying to take on YouTube, including social media places like Facebook and X, trying to be the new way you watch movies or videos online, I should say, with that. And this also comes as Amazon has announced in our last story of the day that they will spend over $1 billion to raise employee pay and lower health costs for employees to try to make working at Amazon more attractive, as Amazon still tries to desperately get more employees to take their many of the jobs needed out there. A few things here today. Let me know what you think of these stories. I always appreciate it. I read the comments even if I can't respond to everyone. But a huge thank you. Thousands of new subscribers over the last few weeks. I want to say a huge thank you for your support. I'll say of all the things I do, this is probably really one of my favorites, is doing these YouTube videos, specifically the cord cutting today ones. But until next time, take care, be safe. I'll talk to you all again tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care, be safe. Have a great night, everybody.